Snyder will be in West Michigan today to announce his pick for lieutenant governor.
A source close to the choice says the choice is likely to be Brian Calley, a state representative from Ionia County. Last year, Calley helped lead an effort to pass a bill allowing people to watch their neighbors' children for short periods of time without having to become a licensed daycare facility. And he was a co-sponsor of the Michigan business tax that passed back in 2007, something Rick Snyder calls one of the worst tax codes in the nation. We'll take a look at Calley's resume. Before he got into state politics, Calley was on the Ionia County Commission and a member of the Ionia Board of Public Works. He also worked as a banker before that, before becoming a full-time politician. He has degrees from Michigan State and from Grand Valley State.
Now, if Calley is the choice for the number 2 spot, what will it mean for the ticket and the election coming up this fall? And with more on that, our political reporter, Rick Galvin, is joining us now from the newsroom. Rick, question here is, what's a Calley pick tell you about the way this whole race is shaping up?
Well, Brett, if it really ends up being Brian Calley, it's a couple of things, and it's unusual, and that's the kind of campaign that Rick Snyder has run. Generally, normally speaking, a Republican in a primary runs to the right, and then in the general they run more to the center to try to collect those Democrat and independent votes. But in this case, it's been Rick Snyder who has been making all kinds of overtures to Democrats and independents in the primary, and apparently, when you look at the overvote, if you will, in the Republican primary, he attracted a lot of those. So now putting Calley on the ticket would kind of reverse that. Instead of running to the right in the primary, he ran more to the center, and perhaps with Calley, this is a way to try to somehow get back some of the more conservative base, though the choice of a number 2 is suspect when it comes to how many votes that really helps you collect. The other thing that Calley brings is something that Snyder has seemed to dismiss during his campaign up to now. That's political experience. Snyder's been running the outsider campaign, if you will. No doubt he'll be hit by Democrats in the fall for having no political experience, whatever. Calley brings some of that experience to the ticket, but at the same time, it also brings some of the things that Snyder apparently has been running against. He's a Lansing insider, one of the guys who, in Snyder's word, hasn't gotten the job done. Calley's a low-key, dependable conservative vote over in the House, but he was elected in the primary to run for the Senate. If he is the choice for Snyder's running mate, it will at least make me think that the Snyder campaign is sensitive to the concerns of some who have said that Snyder may not be conservative enough to appeal to that conservative base in the Republican Party. Brett?
Let's say that Calley ends up on the ticket here, Rick, as lieutenant governor. So who's going to run for his Senate seat? They got to fill that, of course. It's the 33rd. It takes in Montcalm, Ionia, Isabella, and Clinton counties. What's the who's the best bet for that to be filled by?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Michael Trevish was the primary runner up there, but there's no guarantee that he will get that nod. It'll be the executive committees of the Republican Party from all 4 of those counties that will get together and decide. As a matter of fact, there's a state law that governs just that thing, and it's here. But I'm not going to bore you with it all. You can go to woodtv.com and click on the election decision 2010 site. It'll give it all to you. But they'll have to get together. They'll have to pick a candidate. They'll be put on the ballot, and they'll want to do that sooner rather than later, because we're only about 69 days from the election, so whoever needs to be on that ticket, they need to be out and campaigning and doing it pretty soon. Of course, we'll continue to follow this. Reminder, we think this is what's going to happen. There are surprises in elections, and we'll know for sure later this afternoon. We'll be live there with the Republican nominee, Rick Snyder. Brett?
All right.